On today's episode, I am inviting you to decorate some rooms right along with me. We're gonna do the front porch, we're gonna do the front entryway, and I've even got a special bonus project for you. A big thank you to Walmart for sponsoring this episode. But first, we are gonna get started on this front porch and look at it. My Monica closet has exploded on my front porch. I've got multiple projects going right now. I am in the process of creating my new workshop, and I had to pull some of this out in order to paint the walls and get that going. And I didn't want it to get rained on because it's rain season here in Florida. So right now I've got wood on my porch, but that is gonna go. This house was actually, I feel like, made for fall. The color on the we got a plane going by. Don't you know I'm filming? The color on the exterior has really grown on me, especially since we changed the front door color, which initially was like a really weird brown color. I love brown, but this was an odd combination with this paint color. Since we painted it black, I have fallen in love with this paint exterior, and I feel like it's made for autumn time. It's going to be so yummy with all of the fall colors on it. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clear off all of the wood, and then we are going to dress it for fall. In a little bit, I've got a very fun, exciting announcement that I'm going to share with you, so stay tuned for that. Now it's time to start the main attraction, which is the entryway area. We're going to be doing a little bit more in here. I'm going to tell you all about it in just a second, but first I want to thank this episode's sponsor, Walmart. I cannot wait to share with you all of the amazing finds that I got on Walmart.com. I'm not joking when I say my favorite finds ever. They are so high-end looking, but with an affordable price tag that will blow your mind. I'm so excited to share those with you. I'm just finding myself shopping more and more on Walmart.com because they have so many options. The shipping is fast, it's convenient. I have the Walmart Plus, so that really works out for the speed and the shipping. It's just been an amazing experience shopping on there. There's just so many options and so many choices, and you're going to be seeing some of those in this entryway as well as in the bathroom area, which is my favorite find. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. Some of the things I got specifically for the entryway is I got a new lamp that's amazing from My Texas Home. I follow her on Instagram. I love her style. Her home's beautiful, and she has a whole line on Walmart.com that's just incredible. And the lamp I got, I'm so excited to see it in the made over space. I also got a picture frame that we're going to be using. I got a candle to kind of, you know, it's fall and you gotta have a good candle. I like it all year round, but in the fall and the winter time, definitely you gotta have all of your candles lined up. And I've got a couple that will be going in this episode. I also got a new rug that I cannot wait to share with you. I'm not gonna share it with you yet because it is a little fun design element. And then I also got a new chair that we're gonna put in my bathroom, and I cannot wait to show it to you. So, okay, I love Walmart. You have to check them out. Before we get going any further, let me kind of tell you what we've got going on in the entryway. One of the first things that I did is a couple of months ago when I painted the exterior of my door, I just went ahead and painted the interior at the same time. I've got the stuff out. Then I went ahead and used everything that I already had from my old house just to fill in the space. I am so excited to do something that's specific to this area right now. Now I have big plans. I want to do a whole bunch of molding, like everywhere in this area. But in the meantime, I just want it to look a little bit nicer than it does now. So one of the things that I wanted to do in this entryway was to get a new entry table. And I really wanted it to be something kind of antique or vintage that had a lot of character to it. Because what we've got here, it just feels a little bit farmhouse, a little country, and I just don't feel it fits the aesthetic of this home. The problem is that's an easier said than done. Because we have this door here that swings in, we've got like actually a pretty limited amount of space to work with, and like depth and width are all a factor, and I have struggled and have not found the perfect piece. But I don't want to leave this one as is, so we're gonna give this a little bit of a mini makeover to get us by until we find the right piece on one of our adventures. We're gonna change out the hardware. We're going to repaint it so all of that distressing is gone. We might add some moldings. We'll have to see about that. And then we've got a larger mirror, and then we're going to style it for fall because that's the time of year we're in. And I have a whole bunch of stuff in my stash that we are going to use to style this and elevate this area. So let's get right into it. Fall. Not fall. Fall. Hopefully fall soon. I love this arrangement. I think I will never get rid of it. It's so pretty. Okay, these are leftover remnants from the last owner. Because I'm not repainting everything, I want to make the smallest patch possible. Maybe actually we'll kind of paint this whole section and like try to feather it out a little bit. It couldn't look any worse than it does now. There's like patches everywhere and there's like lots of scrapes. So I really want to paint, but like probably the reason they touched up the way they did is because this bleeds into like 20-foot ceilings and stuff. So we'll see what we can do. So I'm going to take some spackling and try to get rid of some of the wood grain. If we don't get rid of it all, it's fine because actually the front door has wood grain on it. I just want this to be a little bit smoother because then after we do the wood grain, we're going to add some decorative appliques. Painting, I want to go ahead and mark where we're going to put our new hardware, and that's because that way I don't mess up the finish or anything when we're trying to drill the hole later on. So drill first and then we're going to start painting. Yes, I'm painting it inside. It's just going to be easier than trying to haul it out to my workshop, which I'm working on right now. I've lifted it up on some scrap pieces of wood It's on tile. I'm not really worried about it. We're gonna be just fine. And this is the same paint that I used on my china cabinet right around the corner. And then we're gonna just pour it into this repaint tray, which is really, really awesome. So let's get painting. Oh my goodness, this has made all of the difference. We are gonna finish letting it dry for a couple of hours. In the meantime, we're gonna work on the hardware. I'm going to spray a little matte black spray paint on the hardware that I got because it's a little shiny. I want it to look a little aged and older. So I'm gonna put that on the underside, and then we're gonna take a little bit of brass or gold rub and buff and try to just hit it very subtly. I think it might actually look good all blacked out. I'm gonna try it with the gold rub and buff because I think that will really dress it up and tie in some other elements that we're doing. But if we don't like it, I might just take it back to like a matte black and have it all blacked out. But this no longer looks farmhouse, which is perfect for this home, looking a little bit more elegant. We'll just let this sit up, dry a little bit more, and then we will add our hardware. So let's go work on the hardware. To make over a few items from my stash. First off, we're going to start with this leaf that I've had good intentions for a couple of years now, but I've never done anything to it. Now is the time. First, we're going to take some rub and buff and apply that to the outside of the leaf. Then we're going to take some peel and stick cheetah print vinyl and apply that to the top, and then use a razor blade to cut off the excess. You'll see what we're going to use this for in just a second. Next up, I decided to add some gold rub and buff to the stem of the pumpkins that I'm going to use to decorate with here in a second. And I liked this look so much that I went ahead and went back and added it to the stems from last week's episode. If you haven't seen that episode yet, I'll link it below. You're definitely going to want to check it out. Before and after. It's like amazing. Just makes it look so much more high-end. Next up, we're going to switch out the art in the frame to something a little bit more autumn inspired, but I wanted to cut out a small little matte border that will tie into some of the black that we're bringing into this space. This is a quick and easy project, and you can do this seasonally. With our DIY fixes done, let's go and do a quick styling of the bathroom before we wrap things up in the entry. Are you serious? This chair, I'm telling you, it looks like an $800 chair that I saw on a high-end designer website. It's got this really amazing boucle fabric. It's got a pillow, it swivels, and it is exactly what I was looking for my little makeup area. It's a tad low, but it's actually not that bad. I am obsessed. It is so nice, and it was barely over $200, and I'm telling you, it feels so expensive. Hands down, this is my favorite Walmart piece I've ever bought on Walmart.com. Like, not joking. It looks so good, and you definitely need to buy this. I love it. Look at it. I mean, it just screams, I'm nice. I'm so nice. And it has this little lumbar pillow, but I also got a My Texas House pillow cover that we're gonna put on. We're gonna style this for fall as well, and my vanity area for fall as well. So it will just make it just like a a fun little area, you know, just the vanity area. I don't know if I'm gonna take fall over there at all. Let's just do this quick mini makeover. Okay, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might recognize this blanket. I've had it for years, and I think it's gonna go great on this chair. It might be a little extra for the bathroom, but that's okay. I'm gonna create a little experience for myself right here if I ever wanna just chill and read a book. Let's see how we wanna style this. All right, there we go. So this is the My Texas House pillow. It's also kind of got a boucle finish, and it has an autumn leaf on it. I loved it. It's so subtle yet sophisticated. It's gorgeous, and I cannot wait to put it on. I just stole another pillow in my house, and so we're gonna just zip it on that. You kind of want your pillows to be kind of really snug in the pillow covers. So this one I think will be okay. Just zip that up. That zipper was so nice. Oh my word, does that not scream, come up and sit down on me? It is so nice. I love the pillow. I love the chair. This is awesome. So we have the tulips here, but I've got a couple of things from my stash from past years that I'm gonna try to make work. Plus I got this amazing candle. Oh my word, it smells so good. Vanilla, sugarcane, and almond. For fall, I'm gonna put this candle in here and replace this one that I've been burning. I love the creamy colors that it pulls in, so let's switch this up. So we will find a new home for that, and find a new home for that, of course. So then I had this in my stash, and since I already have this little crystal container here, I thought we could just pop that in there. Maybe you have to bend it a little bit so it can sit in good. What do we think? Yes or no? This is like a little pumpkin container that I can open up and put, you know, some of my jewelry pieces in there. I'm obsessed. I love this. I love this chair. I love the pillow. I love everything about it. Just a little touch of fall for when I'm getting ready. I love it, and I hope you did too. This turned out way better than I thought. I just used those corner pieces that I was gonna use in my bedroom on here, paint that I already had on hand, and just some new knobs, and it's like it's a completely different piece. It turned out way better than I was expecting. Who knows, maybe this is the piece that will stay here, but I'm good with it. So the paint's still curing a little bit. I mean, it's dry, but I want to let it cure as long as possible before I re-put the baskets on the bottom. But I think we're at a point where we can go ahead and start styling the top, and I'm super excited to do that. I've used one of those slim outlet covers with like an extension cord plug thing so that we can have it flush up against the wall and still be able to plug in our new lamp. So let's start styling this. I just decided to go for it with the paint, even though it could have caused me a lot of issues. What was the worst that could happen? I mean, it already looked terrible. So I figured my color match was so much better than what the other people had used prior. You literally can't see it. You could totally see the patches before. That is awesome. I like to lean it. I debated about hanging it, but I think for now I'm gonna lean it. Maybe down the road I will hang it. I absolutely love this lamp. It's so nice looking. I'm just impressed by all of my Texas House products that I've had so far. It's just beautiful. So now we're gonna plug it into that slim plug-in thing. We'll try to make it as discreet as possible. Again, we will have big baskets right here blocking. So we're now gonna do like a miniature version of what we did on the dining room table as far as like a little pumpkin. This time we're just gonna be using this like little decorative stand, cake stand, whatever you will. And then I have had this little like autumn inspired boxwood wreath. You can see it's got some like autumn tips on the boxwood that we'll just set here. And then the picks from my stash, which have the autumn leaves that we used in our last one. And we'll just put that in the same direction. So we should be good here. And then of course we added the gold rub and buff on the stem, and I went ahead and did the same thing in the dining room because I love that so much. It really did elevate the look. Just adding that little bit of gold rub and buff. We'll just make sure we've got the leaves going the direction we want. And this really does echo on a smaller scale what's in the dining room. And then I've got some stuff for this side. So this is a vessel that I have had in my stash here. We're gonna put this on this side, and like the color of this kind of mimics the lamp. And then we use some of these fall leaves in the dining room on a smaller scale. So I'm just gonna bend this stem. We're gonna use it in this vase here, and then we'll also use more of those leaves that I have in my stash. And we'll just also add some green, or really I'm trying to tie the dining room into this space without it being like super matchy-matchy, but it like all making sense. So I used this stuff right here in my dining room, but this is all I have left of it. And so I'm gonna have to make this all make sense. This has to kind of go a little ways. So we'll tuck that in. Just do this the way you want to in your home. Like there's no rhyme or rule. And then I have had these in my stash. It does have like these little faux pumpkins on it, which I like. It also adds a little bit of greenery. I'm trying to make it just look like it would in nature. That's what I always was taught when I was doing floral design, but I used to work in floral shops in college and a little bit after. My mentors in that always were like, just try to make it like it would look in nature. It's a pretty good rule of thumb, which means like things hang and drape, and you know, you don't want things very upright. You want a lot of differences in height, and we also don't want to overstuff it, but at the same time, we don't want it to be like super sparse either. So I think we're gonna have to try to find the right amount of balance, which we're really close to. I think this is looking really nice. What do you think? I feel like it needs just a touch more green, and I see this little stem right here. I think this is just like the perfect kind of spread it out so it's a little bit like ethereal and airy. It's really nice and full, but it's not like packed in there. And I think that that is the look that we're going for, and I really, really love that. So I think this is good. Let's grab some other accessories. Okay, so this is the art print that we did the little mat for in the existing frame. We switched out that rose one for this. I think that, I don't know if we're gonna just put that right in the center. So then I got this beautiful frame off of Walmart.com, and then I designed this print, and I'm gonna put this up on my website. And I know that there's been a lot of frustration with getting printables, so I am in the process of working on that. I'm not very tech savvy, and I just need to get the right person to help me get that all repaired. So hopefully you'll be able to get this easily. And I think we just kind of nestle that in right here. I wish you could smell this. This is warm leather and amber, and actually you can smell it if you order it on Walmart.com. I think this is really gonna be beautiful. And then of course, the leaf that I had that we added the gold rub and buff to on the sides. And then we also put on some cheetah print vinyl that just stuck down on it, and it's just gonna be really subtle because we're gonna put the candle on top of that, and then you'll just get a little hit of that cheetah print. We'll just kind of play around with the placement of all of this to get it just so, and then we'll add the baskets, and I've got an area rug.
Fix things that weren't broken, misunderstandings it's unspoken.
So this door stays stationary most of the time, so I felt like we could do a little something in this corner. And I got these lanterns on Walmart.com like a year or two ago. They've been outside, and so I did a little cleanup on them. So now I'm thinking that we could maybe just create a little bit of variation of heights. Then we'll fill them up with existing pumpkins and leaves and stuff that I already have in my stash, and then we should be done with this area. I'm thrilled. It turned out so good. I don't even think that I'm gonna replace my entry table at this point because I just love it. So here we go, let's finish this up. I just found this in my stash, and I actually think this would make a really good base for one of the two lanterns. It's the wrong color, so I'm gonna take it outside and spray it in a matte black, and that will be kind of like the final touch. We'll fill up the lanterns while we're waiting, and there we go.
Don't string me along the way you do. Just let me get over you. Maybe you don't wanna know. You don't see what you have in front of you. Or maybe I'm not enough for you. So maybe I should go. If I had known from the start, this wouldn't have ended with broken hearts.
So now it's time to tell you about my fun and exciting announcement, and that is I'm going to be hosting a live DIY night in a couple of weeks. But stay tuned for more details. I'm gonna put all of the information in my community tab, so make sure you've subscribed so that you'll get that update when I put it. I will be giving a supply list so that you might be able to DIY right along with me. But this live is extra special because I will be announcing a new product that we'll be releasing. It's in stock and ready to ship, so I cannot wait to share that with you. And then finally, I thought it would be fun to do a live Q&A. A lot of you have said that you want to quiz my husband about some things, so he might make an appearance. So overall, I think that it will be a fun night, and let me know in the comments below if that sounds like fun to you and if you will be joining. I'm looking forward to it. Entryway makeover is done, and I love it. I'm actually really surprised at the table makeover. It really changed the whole look of the table. It just goes to show you, with a little bit of paint, some new hardware, maybe a little extra trim, or in my case, some wood appliques, you can get an entirely different style of furniture. One that is really elevated. This went from a little bit country to a little bit rock and roll, as I love to say. I love this whole look. I couldn't have done it without Walmart, so big thank you to them for sponsoring this episode once again. Make sure to check out the description box below where I have linked all of the items that I got from Walmart, and I love it, and I hope you have really enjoyed this episode as well. If you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And to all of my DIY goddesses, you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.